Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last session. I don't know which number is this, but this is the last session of our Black sessions. Today we're discussing episode 3, season 5. I don't know, I don't remember the title. Something about Molly, but it's the episode with Miley Cyrus. And it's the last episode of the show. So I would like to start by asking you, as usual, your opinions and thoughts on this episode. This is quite known. I had heard about this episode before, not about the episode itself, but about the fact that Miley Cyrus was in the last episode of Black Mirror. So I would like to start by Felipe. Felipe, what are your thoughts, opinions in general about the episode, or what you got from it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if someone else can start because
Yeah, sure, no
I
problem. Sure, no
yeah, I
problem.
don't remember very well.
Sure, no problem. We can start with Camilo. Camilo, what about you?
Hi. Well, I saw the episode, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, so I remember most of it, but
Yeah.
maybe I don't remember all details. I didn't know she was Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, seriously.
Really,
Seriously.
really, really.
So this was very significant and meaningful for you then. You will remember this episode because of Miley Cyrus, or maybe you will remember Miley Cyrus because of
Well,
this episode.
I didn't.
But you never even saw like the memes or
Nope,
Breaking Ball.
nope, nope.
Wow,
No,
wow,
no,
that's pop
I
culture.
know I know the name. I know what's her about, but I
You've
don't
never seen her
recognize
face.
her face.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it was like standard pop star.
Yep.
So it was for me like
Classic gringo girl. She's even a little bit of country. Like when you listen to her music, she's a little bit country. So she's like the classical stereotype of an American regular girl.
so certain there. I didn't know it was Miley Cyrus, but I was trying to remember a few minutes ago. I don't know if you heard about a concert that happened, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago that was a hip hop concert. I remember that was like a part of this game that children play. It was like the one with
Fortnite.
the Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a concert in which a lot of hip hop stars they presented. It was like a concert but digital, you know. And I was thinking about that. It was worldwide, and you had to enter the game to go to the concert, you know. And it was like I don't know. I don't remember the names, but it was this hip hop singer that was candidate for president in the States. What's his name? I don't know, but was one of those, and it was like a concert, the first live concert, digital worldwide,
It was
and
like
for me,
digital. You couldn't see the performance. You would only see the avatar of
the
the
avatar
artist.
of the hip hop star and the hip hop stars, you know. And I was thinking about that, of course, related with this episode in terms of how we even having this pandemic, and as a result of the pandemic, we maybe give more value to the presential
Virtual.
things, to the
Uh,
physical experience, and you have that some things that maybe a few years ago were new and were interesting lost a lot of value because today we are all maybe engaged in technology, and we try to, or we are transiting to this giving
virtual
more
reality.
value to the physical real experience, you know. And if you consider maybe the musical industry, you have that singers and bands are not earning any money by selling discs anymore, but from performing concerts, and from live performance and things like that. So I was thinking, I don't have a clear thought on that, but maybe it's about that. It's about how we give value to the physical experience more than any time. Uh, Thinking about this engagement that we have today with the technology and the ability to meet with other people through the computers. I don't know. I my job is mostly in public policy, and you have that. Even though you can have this meeting by Zoom, authorities and people in the public sector, they try to make it happen in the real life
Yeah.
because of course it's part of the bureaucracy, but also it's part of a certain kind of commitment, that you express when you travel or when you go presentially to a place. I don't know, I was thinking about that. Maybe I'm not uh, uh, describing or analyzing the story itself, but
No, no.
for me,
Actually, I
that's
think
who I am. That's who I am.
you know who I am. You shouldn't invite me if that's the case. No, actually, I think that's more interesting to discuss than the actual episode itself. So, I was thinking about what you're saying, that maybe, I don't know if we are valuing or adding extra value to in-person interactions, but at the same time, we are devaluing in-person interactions that now can be perfectly replaced with virtual interactions, and that we value those interactions that we didn't value in the past. For example, education. When I started proposing online classes to my students 2 years ago, not longer than that, they were like, no, it's not that serious, like open English. But now everybody's like, okay, sure, no problem. It works perfectly, and no one doubts about it. So in that case, it's the opposite, but I agree with you that in the fact that a lot of things that we need to feel that are important, that are experience more than event. But the experience is something that we need to have, we need to share with others in order to make it more meaningful. Like concerts. I think that when you were commenting about artists, that that how much technology has changed literally the scenario for them to perform their art. I remember Radiohead back in 2009, they launched this wonderful, marvelous, fantastic album in rainbows. Sorry. When they launch in rainbows, they put it for free on their platform for people to download, or you could pay a volunteer fee, like however you want, how much you want. You could have paid for it, and they gained more money by doing that, by selling to those who wanted to pay and like offering for free to those like me who couldn't pay back then. They earn more money than they did selling the discs. But then you are very right at the fact that bands now do not make money from selling discs, but they make money from collecting reproductions in virtual platforms and making sure like tours for the actual show, which I agree. I think we all agree it's a lot more intense when you are in the concert than just watching a concert on YouTube. So yeah, I agree with you, but I think it depends on the artist maybe, and also on the music they're playing. There are lots of artists that are not a show on the stage. So maybe if that's the case, I could just listen to a concert. But yeah,
it's like the old debate on if an artist made playback or sing on scenario. It was like that kind of thing, that kind of difference, and maybe.
But nowadays, like 99% of artists are playing back or using autotune.
Yeah, sure. I found the concert. It was Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, yeah, he's very well known.
Yes, and I found the link. So if you wanna,
that's what you said. Please, I like Travis actually. So yeah, but I'm not that young, and I never had a PlayStation to play Fortnite. But yeah,
no,
I'm gonna.
neither.
Yeah, but I know about the game. I know it's very popular. So yeah,
But it,
thank you.
Hmm.
Let me try with Fernando. Fernando, we haven't asked your opinion on this episode. What do you think? And you can also comment on what we're talking about. Of course,
Oh, well,
open discussion.
About the episode, really, I like it, the episode, because really the image, the color, the characterization, but not like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Hannah Montana or debut Hannah Montana episode with a evil manager. That really is interesting because it's an pop history, very usual, and like a Hannah Montana episode, and very flat history. Really,
Yeah.
I don't know, but in the old episode, the woman, I don't remember the name.
Like the artist, I remember her name was Molly. That's the only name I remember.
Molly's, yeah. No, but the
It's very
girl,
unprofessional for me to not remember this. Molly.
the girl, the principal, the girl that have the little.
Just one second. I'm not Googling. I'm just looking at my screen.
Ashley,
Where is her name? Ashley, yes. Jack,
Ashley.
Rachel, Ashley. Ashley is the artist. Rachel is the girl. Or no?
That's right.
Yes.
Rachel.
Right.
Yes.
That Rachel, in the end of the episode, she don't have nothing, and his sister sing with the Molly, and the principal girl don't want nothing.
No progress, no character development.
Yeah.
It's just the girl, she likes the singer, and then she saves her.
It's not a post-apocalyptic episode. It's not a complicated. It's very easy. It's not terrible. I can see.
They never explain why she has the Molly, that like the device has direct connection with the conscious Hannah Montana. I mean Ashley Singer. In coma.
She say that the robot say that they used the original consciousness, or the original mind of the the singer
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana, right? And put in the robot and make a wall or something like that, because it's more easy to have the same character.
But
it was like the Buzz Lightyear bottom. Automatic mode and Buzz Lightyear mode.
From within and beyond. Yes, it was like that. But we've seen this technology before in previous episodes. It's called X. I feel like an expert on the Black Mirror universe now. So they're called X. So it was just, I get it. It's an egg of Miley Cyrus, no problem. I mean Hannah Montana. She's not even their name. Ashley, it's an egg of Ashley. I get it. But why is Rachel's device only that one directly connected to the egg of Hannah Montana, and not the other mini Ashleys in the world?
Because she with his sister connected the device to the computer, and they have a lot of time with energy, or maybe in, I don't know, off mode, or
like airplane mode avión, something like that.
Right.
Sleeping mode.
Airplane mode. And the problem with this device is that have problem with these batteries, and a lot of these robots, it's, I don't know, broken or without use. And in this case, this is a little, is one of the short. I don't know. I don't know. I am a.
Someone was paying attention. I can see that. I mean, I was paying attention, but I think I saw the same explanation, but then I forgot. But yeah, so they gave somehow an explanation, but yeah.
In the same sense, the little robot, well, the girls see them the television and the news. One girl say that his robot broke, or I don't know, make strange things after see the news.
Yeah,
After
like maybe
that,
they
the
were
robot-
also like aware, like the rest of the robots. They were all connected, but maybe no one noticed.
Yeah, and in the same news, the reporter say, "Wake up, Molly," and the
Yeah.
robot
Woke up.
wake. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
robot wake up and see this news and
And
make.
she's like, "Oh my God!" Yeah, I remember that part. I skipped the explanation because probably I thought in advance it would be. So yeah, I think that the problem here could be, or why, because I was also checking some analysis, trying to dig deeper in the episode, and most people hate this episode. It's like but they did not just because it's Miley Cyrus or because it's not that deep. It's because we don't see the reliance on technology, and it doesn't feel like Black Mirror. But technology here, I think it's pretty much, except from the X, the part where they extract music from her brain. I think I found that part quite cool. I think probably vegetables, you are thinking, people who are in vegetable state are thinking and could be creating things we don't know. So yeah, I think that part was very interesting, and I think that part is far from what's happening nowadays. But the rest, like hologram concerts, I remember seeing an Elvis hologram concert, not seeing in real life, but hearing about an Elvis concert back a few years ago. I remember
The one album is made by EA. The album, I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, I remember one.
Electronic
The golden
versions.
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
the electronic versions of the songs are an EA, if you think like that, version of the same songs.
Yeah, I remember
it's
Littlest
like
Conversation. It's quite different.
Yes.
That's the most Robert, but it's great anyway. Great producers who made that. But I remember also with Michael Jackson, the whole This Is It movie, the tour, the album. He was gone, and he also had like a movie about it, and how much the industry makes money from that artist, like remastering. But it makes sense when it's not, when it's their creations, like reworking what they did in the past. I think it's okay. But something like what happened with Michael, that we don't even know how much he actually did in those songs that they sold afterwards. I don't know. But I think that part was closer to what we have now in technology. So it wasn't that shocking for me anyway. Yeah, now, in general, I think I would like us to discuss overall ideas of the show today too. Trying to maybe, I think this is a problem with season 5, that it feels like it's not Black Mirror, because nothing is driven by technology. In the first episode, we have the friends who are playing in the virtual reality. They were becoming lovers or not. But except from the virtual reality, there is nothing technology is doing there. In the second episode, it was, what was the last one about? The one that kidnaps the person of the company. It was like Facebook and Silicon Valley. Yeah, I think that episode was harsher. The criticism was more intense and deeper, but at the same time, technology was not driving the episode as it did before. So, I think we all agree in the fact that Black Mirror, the concept of a black screen, like the screen from the computer, we all know what it refers to. Black Mirror is trying to tell us something about technology. What do you think, or society, or humanity, or technology and society and humanity, or humanity alone, or what? What do you think is the main idea? I would like to, I haven't asked Felipe his opinion. I would ask two things to you then. I would ask you, what's your reflection on the episode? Like general ideas we were discussing, you know how it works. And at the same time, afterwards, I would like you to answer, what do you think is the idea behind the show? What do you think they want? What do you think is the message they're trying to transmit? Go ahead, please.
Okay. Listening to the other guys, I kind of remember now the episode was about. I think that the episodes mainly focuses on the relationship that artists, pop artists, or maybe it can be extended to movie actors, relate with technology and how we consume their work through technology. I mean, for example, you have these artists that are on Spotify, and you have an artificial intelligence that can tell you what you need to listen, or what you might like, and you just consume it instead of maybe trying to search for what is that you want to listen or consume. And the parallel with Miley, I think that the manager drugged Miley,
Yeah.
and inserted this egg, her conscious, on the robot on purpose, because Miley was, I don't remember, but beginning to have disagreements with her manager.
Yeah, she
So
was like, I'm creative.
yeah, and for her manager, this solution of having Miley in a coma and extracting her songs through technology, I think that's the dream of every every
For
manager,
every
that
manager, yes.
yeah, they could just produce
Make money
without,
from you.
yeah. And the same thing happens in Netflix or Disney or HBO with the actors,
Yeah.
because I don't know how their contract is, but the kind of money that these streaming services are making from their movies, it's a lot more
Yeah.
than box office
Yes.
tickets. And in fact, Scarlett Johansson
Yeah, I was going to mention that. She sued Disney.
Disney, and Disney cut all ties with Scarlett, and just like that. I mean, no regards for her, for all her work.
But she's brave enough to sue Disney because she's Scarlett Johansson. Now, most actors are like cannot do that. They're banned forever.
Yes, I think that Disney didn't thought about the fans. Maybe they thought, we are Disney, Scarlett Johansson is nothing compared to us, and we have the movies, and she's dead in the movies. So I spoiler.
I've never seen Marvel movies before. Not interested anyway, but thank you for letting me know that.
But her character died.
So maybe that's why she decided to make the suit. Like, I'm dead already. I mean, my character.
Yeah, the suit was because she had a contract for box office during certain time, and Disney didn't respect that and offered the movie in Disney Plus for a couple of dollars, and they started making a lot of more money than
they launched the movie simultaneously on Disney and in theaters at the same time. But she was only considered for the theater part, which is the lesser income.
Exactly. And yeah, I think that this episode kind of relates to how corporation or managers are using technology in relation with the artists,
like exploitation of artists.
Yeah, and how we as consumers can easily access their products, and we don't care about Scarlett if we saw the movie yesterday, for example.
It could be. I also like. I like you guys. You guys are so smart. And whenever I think there's nothing to discuss here, you make it possible. I was thinking that before you answer the other question, I was thinking that it can also tell us about how we take artists, because I think we all know that the artists are a concept created by managers and producers, and that normally most artists are not doing what they actually want to do, or what they want to explode as talent. But at the same time, we also buy the image of these artists we like. For example, I like Tom York. I don't know. I think I know many things about Tom York, but probably I don't know anything. And whatever I think it is because of the image the media has sold. So I respect him and I feel committed to him, and I admire him. And I think I know him, but actually I don't. And I just only have this image, and we all do. So this is kind of also what was happening here. Like, no, we don't care if that artist is actually suffering or that what is going through his life. We just buy the product or download the product. So yeah, I agree with you on that too. Felipe, the other question. What do you think is the point here? The show's point.
I think the show has maybe two main points. One point will be how we as humans relate to technology in a society, and how we have discussed a lot of time that technology is not to blame, but the human, how we relate to this increasingly growing technology, and how we maybe take it to extremes. And it's interesting because Black Mirror has a predictive, do you say? Some episode has predicted what was going to happen in the next years.
Yeah.
And I think that part of Black Mirror is very interesting. Perhaps if someone see the Black Mirror now, they will find it maybe uncreative, because they could think that Black Mirror is just mimicking what is happening, but it wasn't like that at the time.
No, yeah, definitely. I think of course it has to do with technology, and before going there, I agree with you. When you watch season 1, for example, when you think about people tweeting and asking the president to fuck the pig, or make love, sorry, to a pig, have sexual intercourse with a pig. We nowadays think it's like, it always happens. We can use hashtags and push the government for a third, second withdrawal of money from the AFP or whatever. Like, we push governments or authorities to do things, or to, for example, I remember a few years ago, the Minister of Culture, remember that a lot of people started tweeting about it and commenting about it, and at the day after, he resigned. So nowadays it's a fact, but this episode was made in 2011, 2012. I think it's 2011. And Twitter was just starting back then, and things were not like this. So yeah, when you see Black Mirror from the present and looking back from the perspective of when it was made, it is quite shocking to see how much philosophy is there presented about society and the paths we were taking and the paths we actually took. On the other hand, I think it has to do with technology. I agree with you, but I think, or maybe I won't say what I think. I will listen to you guys first, and then I'll express my opinion, so that way I sound smarter. Camilo, what do you think is the main point here, the main idea of the show? What do you think they want to transmit?
I agree with Felipe in terms of maybe we have certain common ground in terms of how we use technology, or how technology relates with maybe with power, and how it enhances maybe the inequalities and the problems that we have today or that we had 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And for me, that's maybe the key and most simple aspect to see in this in Black Mirror in general is the way in which we have access, differential access to certain tools, and we use those tools for the same things that we've been using the tools for the past 2000 years, is to gain power, to gain control, and to maybe gain or guarantee the state of things if you have power, or the overthrow of those things if you don't have that power, or you can't
Like
exercise
oppressor
that
and
power.
oppressed.
Yeah, maybe, but the key it's the tool, as a tool, technology allows us and enhances certain drivers that we have towards power, towards control, and we can see that in what you said about how we can press governments, but we also can see, I don't know if you remember. Cambridge Analytica
Yeah.
and the Bolsonaro affair of the WhatsApp fake news and the Chilean affair of Chilezuela and things like that, or things that are happening today in the groups of WhatsApp, that are maybe hidden and underground, different from Twitter. You have that power, and the exercise of power is trying to preserve itself, and you have that the one that has control over the centers of it, in this case the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, is the one that can define the rules that we're playing, or what we're playing in, and also it can define who can play, and saying that, you have that again. I maybe here make the link with the episode, or what I was saying before about the physical experience as a most valuable experience. If you think, for example, about the hashtag of, I don't know if you remember 2011 of the student movements, you had a lot of hashtags, a lot of photos on Instagram, on Facebook, but the important thing was that you had 1 million people on the streets of Chile. The same thing if you think about the October 18,
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter if you have Alicia, Fernando, and Felipe saying something to a lot of times in Twitter, because you can ignore those things, but you can't ignore the 500,000 people in the streets of Santiago, and the physical experience that was made through that. It's maybe the key of, again, of giving value to the real experience, even though you have all this work behind you, and all these communication tools and all these coordination tools for, again, gaining power, or trying to keep it and to preserve things as they are. I don't know, maybe it's too complicated because I don't have the
You
the
are.
answer,
I think
maybe
we got your point.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think we got it. I was thinking. You remind me a little bit of. I don't know if you guys have seen 2001: Space Oddity. 2001 Odisea del Espacio. Like you.
Yes,
Like
yes.
yeah. I said it in English and you couldn't understand. Yeah, sometimes it happens. Yeah, but in 2001, at the very beginning, you have the arrival of the first monolito, like the movies about the origins of humanity. And when the monolito falls in the ground, it breaks some bones. And that's when monkeys realize that they can have weapons which I think is like the first technological development of humanity, using a tool to improve your life quality. And when the monkey first starts like playing with it, but then he realized that he can cut other things, so it becomes a tool. But after a while, like a few seconds, he attacks another monkey, and a fight starts. I think that's basically what the idea of Black Mirror, or including what you were saying, Camilo, is that we will always have, because we will evolve as a society and we will become smarter or better as a society, or potentially better, with better opportunities to control the environment and improve our conditions for living and everything. But it's like human nature. From the moment you advance, you move forward, you evolve, you immediately find new ways to destroy that new settlement and somehow look for a new evolution, and then again use the same tools you develop for your own good against you, and somehow that's how the dynamics of humanity always develop, and that's why we go back into wars and conflicts. Maybe it could go over there. I won't say what I think, but I think that it could have to do with that too. But I think, going back to what you were saying about the value of the experience, do you think you're a sociologist? I mean, PhD in sociologist. So not yet. No,
Yes.
What is your PhD about? You were just sorry, I thought you were saying like no, but yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. So, doctor, what do you think? Do you think that the actual power of the people? Because I agree with you on the fact that it's nothing is real until 1 million people go in Plaza Italia and manifest. It was shocking, but I think that when we look back a few years from now, it feels like we haven't made any much of a big difference. Maybe a little bit. We have a new constitution, but like not that significant. Maybe we had a chance. Maybe we did. You still think that we have the power in numbers because we are more? Or do you think that it's just an illusion? I'm getting darker and deeper. It's just an illusion of power, and that in fact we can pressure, but we cannot change the setting or the scenario in which we develop society, because it's controlled by people who are far, far, far distant from us.
Yeah, I don't know, very, very brief, because I can go hours and hours on this, but very brief. I'm a culturalist, so I think and I believe that the key things are not in the direct meaning of the discourse, but in the frame and in the limits and the external limits of the signification frame. This means that you have, before 2019, you have one kind of signification limits and one kind of limits of experience and how do you say that?
Legitimate? I'm not
Legitimate
sure.
experience. Yes, no. And other experiences that were forbidden, when you consider that recently, I don't know, 2 months ago or now today, we are speaking about an amnesty on the ones that are convicted or maybe processed for the acts of violence, not only in the revolt process, but
October,
also
yes.
in the Araucanía,
Yeah.
if you watch news of 2 or 3 years ago, that was impossible.
Yeah.
So for me, that displacement, that movement of moving the axis of significance, it's not, we can't win. Nobody can win from one day to another. No revolution happens like that. No process, no social process happens like that. But I think that we made a significant advance through, if you think, for example, the gender movement of 2018, You know that of all things, one of the key things of that is that you put certain kind of bodies, the women's bodies, on the street, and
Yeah.
you haven't that body. I don't know. Think about your mothers or your aunts. You know that they felt safe enough to go to a protest because they had also had the experience of abuse or of sexual abuse. That is experience that you, Alicia, share with the Queen of England and with Cecilia Morel and with every woman in the world. You share the same experience of being abused because of your gender, especially in the public space. So you have there that you open
The space.
a
You set
new
new
space,
limits. Eh,
and you expanded the limits of the cultural limits of possible things, you know. And for me, it's that you can't win. So
that
I
is a
can say
change.
that
That
we
is a
are
fact.
winning. I can say that we are winning today with the constitution or not, but I can say that things changed and things, at least in that very little but significant points, are things that changed for the better, you know? And for me, it's like that. Sorry, it was
I
too
loved
long.
it. Great answer. I am not that pessimist anymore. I used to be like you kind of destroyed my discourse with that. Thank you. I will be thinking about that tonight. I will reflect on that later. But thank you. We still need to go to Fernando. Like to go with Fernando. Fernando, what do you think is the main point here in the show?
In the episode or in the
In the show.
In the show, really, I think that it's like a dystopic, futuristic, because really, yeah, in all episode, maybe something of in the episode or I don't know how to say that. I am in white.
You're in blank, but because of
Yeah.
a word or because of an idea?
It's a piece of both.
Yeah. So maybe let me try like
No,
narrowing the question.
I can change my words.
Yeah, you can start again. We can
Yes.
restructure the answer. Okay, go ahead. You have 1
But-
minute. I know it's like TOEFL. You have 30 seconds to prepare. You have 1 minute to deliver your answer. Beep.
Something.
Hey, taking notes. The board. Yeah.
Yes, something in the society is wrong, or in the technology is wrong, or maybe both. But I feel it's like a very pessimistic option or possibility in the future, because or maybe not a bad position, maybe like a depressive or stressed way to see something, because you can see the same. It's not my day.
It's not the TOEFL, don't worry.
You can see and feel the different things about the show Black Mirror that you can feel now, because you can feel the Facebook, the Twitter, the technology, the EA, or
Yeah,
something.
you feel connected. It's like
Yes.
reliable. You relate to the reality there.
Maybe like I don't know, about dreams, about something, about your studies, about your works, or I don't know. We live in a very complicated society, and we are very single in the group,
Yeah.
like a single.
Like isolated, you mean alone?
Yeah,
Being
like
single
alone.
doesn't mean being alone, just in case. Yeah, but yeah, we are lonely here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, right. And in this case, we can feel the same way that the show us.
Yeah.
But now, because maybe I remember like that the last episode, if you remember, old news by the Fergies. You remember the Fergies, like little
Furbies, yes, of course, of course.
Yeah. I
was a kid when they came out. I was like 7.
Yeah, but I remember that Christian crush or evangelist that thought this is the evil in the, I don't know, in a toys. What?
Remember?
What?
I had forgotten about that. Great memory.
And, like, I don't know, or terror show, like the, I don't know, the name of the little monster that
I was thinking of like something simpler, like Tinder, for example. At the beginning, Tinder was like, oh, so you're promiscuous. So that's what you are, because you're looking for sex. I remember when it started back in 2014. I was in beta version study, and I was like, no, you should try this. It's not about that. And I made my point. It's not about that. Nowadays, like a lot of people have Tinder, and it's like, you don't think that that person is promiscuous because he or she's on Tinder. It's another example of how we, at the beginning, reject technological advancements or associate them with bad things, but then we accept them, interpret them.
Yeah, in the political sense, maybe like I don't remember the name of the episode when a little puppet is the president, or
the Wallace moment. I love that one.
Yeah, you can see that when a little bit of technology or maybe social network, you can put a puppet in different positions. And maybe if we can
feels
see,
like real life.
Yeah, we can see Trump or like Bolsonaro when the people vote for a puppet, because you can know what is the real guy. You know this figure.
It's not possible that the person we're seeing, the character we're seeing, is the actual person. It makes no sense.
In this way, I feel that the show is a take a risk with different things about technology, about feeling, about EA, about technology principally. But I feel this. Black Mirror, I feel that the last session is very bad and lost this.
I think it's something that happens with creative works, like when it was bought by Netflix. They asked him, like, do something else, like it's gonna sell anyway, it's Black Mirror, everybody loves Black Mirror, do something. There you have 3 episodes. It feels like you feel how much that you feel like they lack love, they lack message. It's like the writer is not there anymore. He's just writing a script. He's not presenting philosophical questions or proponing deeper ideas. But yeah, he definitely did, and I agree with you in the fact that this is very I forgot the word. Negative, like not negative. What is the other word? When someone is not optimistic, pessimistic. So this is very pessimistic, and I think that maybe there could be someone out there making or maybe it could be a creative work for my students to develop optimistic versions of episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, and feel with another episode, I don't remember the name.
I remember them all, don't worry.
Yeah, well, when they have a different trooper, we can see the enemies. They see like a monster.
Yeah, what was the name of that one?
Like, I don't know, big.
I don't remember that one. Yeah, I remember the one about war. They convinced you with immigrants that they were monsters, that you had to kill them, but they were normal people. They were just immigrants.
Yeah, if you can see this war like 2 days
like Venezuelans and Colombians, Haitians, and
you can see the control by the different person by the technology, because the different.
But it's not technology; it's people using that technology.
Yeah, but in this episode, they have the, I don't know, the trooper with the I don't know, aliens, have a different language, have a different same or different culture that when can break the, I don't know, the signal or the
Yeah.
neural something.
Yeah, the connection between the machine and
Yes.
reality.
They can see, the trooper can see that they are humans. In this way, now when you can see work by, I don't know, Christian with the Muslim,
Yeah.
in Afghanistan, something.
Yeah.
They are very different cultures, and all here now that the, I don't know, U.S. trooper kill a lot of innocent.
Yeah, of course.
Because they don't know how to speak with these, or I don't know.
Because we're afraid of we as a society, and I think that people in charge have manipulated us because they have like inserted this fear of the unknown so deep inside of our society that we reject anything that's different. So yeah, I think that technology could be actually everybody said that technology was globalized society, and once that society became globalized, we would of course understand that it's a globe and that we're all in the same globe and we're all humans and share the problems. But instead we see the problems from others, but instead of like growing empathy, we isolate ourselves, we difference ourselves more. As a society, of course, it doesn't happen to everyone. So yeah, technology itself,
maybe there, just to disagree with you,
yeah,
just
please
just
do.
give an optimistic, because I am the optimist today. I think internet and a lot of things that happen in internet are on the contrary to those examples of isolation of ways that we can consider are bad. You know, we have certain experiences like Sci-Hub, you know,
Yeah.
the pirate site where you can
Thank
find all the
Thank you for
ciphers
experience I have.
and you know, yeah, and it was like a girl like 15. She was like 15 years
Yeah, she
maybe
was very young.
from Kazakhstan, you know, and she opened all the papers available or made available all the papers in the world. And if you remember, I don't know, sites like Taringa or even the forums,
Yeah, it was the same idea. Reddit, you find people collecting
everything.
information.
Yes, and it's collaboration, and
Yeah,
it's
of
free
course.
collaboration, and it's people that it's giving their work, their valuable work, for
And
free
sharing.
for others,
Yeah.
just for share, you
But
know.
of course, but that's one part of the community. I think that the problem they're presenting in the show is not in the people, like regular people like you and me, who actually use technology for regular everyday stuff and good things, but how much the society, like in the meta sense of society, not individuals, but society is dominated by technology in bad ways, but not technology itself, but authorities, or no, it's not even authorities, whoever is in charge uses technology to dominate society, despite the fact that you have individuals doing things properly. I don't know. Or no?
No, sure, that's a way of seeing, but I think that you make the count on the pros and the cons of internet or having these platforms.
I agree.
I don't know. I think we agree that having these little computers on our pockets
It's
is
the greatest
thing
invention.
in the world. You know, maybe.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest invention in, I think, in history of humanity, after fire, the wheel, printing machine, and internet.
Yeah, sure. And for me, it's that it's you know that you can we have discussed this that the fact that you can connect with people around the world, and you can connect and share experiences, life experiences, or knowledge, it's the key thing. And that's the key also for our freedom or liberation projects from those devices of control that, again, power would like to preserve and to keep us being in power, but we can defiance
We could use this tool
for
as a tool instead of a weapon.
freedom, for liberation.
Yeah.
For,
I think that's the pessimistic side of Charlie Brooker. Exactly. He presents us the idea that, okay, this could be very potentially very beneficial for humanity if we would use it. But then what happens, and I think this is his pessimistic side, is that it doesn't matter after all. There are some other dark energies controlling everything, and you and your intentions are useless here. We don't care. The evil side always wins. It's like, because every episode is like the evil side of it always wins, except in the Miley Cyrus one when she's happy. And for some people, San Junipero is happy. I think it's very sad, but for some people it's a happy ending. But in most of the cases, it's just like, it could be, but no. But that's, I think, his pessimism. I like that fact that you are the optimistic here. Thank you for being optimistic. At least I can still hope that there could be something good. So guys, I think that would be it for today. And we are having a break. I was telling the guys, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, we're going for a break of a few weeks, maybe a month. We are coming back in probably November, the beginning of November, for some episodes to end the year, discussing some episodes, our favorite episodes, to rediscuss them with new people this time, and then maybe try something new next year. So I wanted to thank you. I don't know what happened to the other people who are coming today, but I anyways had a great time with you. I always have a great time with you guys. Thank you for sharing your very interesting, important, intelligent perspectives on life and on the show. It was a pleasure. I learned a lot from you. And thank you for making this community happen. And you guys, it's very important for the community. So thank you. I don't know if any of you would like to say something. If not, we're good to go. No?
Thank you, Alicia, for forming this group, especially for non-students. It helps me to maintain my English today. If it weren't for these meetings, I will be in trouble, because in my new job I speak or listen English a lot. So thank you.
And you have improved. I mean, you've always been good from the beginning, but you are a lot better now. Like it shows how much natural it comes to you. It felt a little bit more structured at the beginning. It's more natural. So it's like my feedback. I always give feedback. I'm a teacher. That's my job.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you for being here always. We're always here. Sorry. Okay. Thank you guys too for coming. It was a pleasure. See you pretty soon. I guess I'll see you in November when we meet again. Have a great evening and have a great week. Take care. Have a great day too. Huh?
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you all. Bye.
Wow.
Take care. Enjoy the 18. Bye. Bye.
Well.